So the 2026 job market is a complete nightmare. And for anybody who's watching this video that might be looking for a job right now, and especially if you're looking for a job that pays you a decent salary or a good salary, you know that right now, more than ever, those are the types of jobs that are the most difficult to actually get hired in as of right now. And it's not even just, decent to good paying jobs. It's even minimum wage jobs that are starting to become really, really picky about who they decide to hire and even who they decide to interview. Um, it's ridiculous. It's so bad to the point that right now you have minimum wage jobs starting to require degrees. Like a month ago, I was looking on Indeed just out of curiosity, and I saw a job that was paying like $16 to $17 an hour, but it said a bachelor's degree was required. And in my head, I was like, are you serious? Like, these people are requiring college degrees, 4-year degrees, for a job that pays a poverty wage that doesn't even pay you enough to even live a decent life. That's how you know this job market is currently in shambles. And again, if you're somebody who's watching this video that is in a position right now where you're looking for a job that pays you at least something decent or a good salary, those are the jobs right now that are the most difficult to get hired in. Now, I want to make this very clear because I'm not necessarily saying that it used to be so easy to land a decent paying job or a good paying job to the point that it was like a walk in the park. That's not what I'm saying at all. These are the types of jobs that have always been the most competitive, that have always required the most in-depth type of skills, that have always required college degrees, like 4-year degrees minimum and whatnot. These have always been those types of jobs that have required the most out of people to be able, for them to even be able to even be considered for those types of jobs. But right now we're dealing with a situation where you have companies making fake job postings to give the illusion that they're hiring when they're actually not. You've got companies putting you through multiple rounds of interviews just for them to end up ghosting you in the end and have zero intention of actually hiring you. Then you have companies engaging in offshore outsourcing because labor is cheaper in other countries. You also have Amazon that just did 16,000 layoffs in the tech industry. So can you just imagine what these people are going through? All these years of their lives, they were promised if they just go to school, they get a 4-year degree, and they'll get a good paying job that's going to pay them enough to live the American dream, right? People are now in a situation where even if they do get a good paying job, they're getting laid off. They're either getting laid off of these good paying jobs or they're not able to get into these good paying jobs, period. Company loyalty doesn't mean anything to these companies whatsoever. They could care less about you. Especially these major companies making billions a year, they don't even care about you whatsoever. Company loyalty doesn't mean anything to them. All they care about is their profits over people. That's how they operate, profits over people. That is exactly how they operate. And that's how they've been operating. So, yeah, and then you have people having to submit hundreds to thousands of job applications hoping to just get one company to hire them. This is how bad that it's gotten. I remember those days when you used to be able to job hop from one job to another effortlessly. Those days are long gone. You can no longer just easily go from one job to another and then easily just keep getting hired at, all these different jobs, just job hopping from this job to that job to that job to the next job. Those days are long gone. If you have a job right now, you better keep that job, because right now it is more difficult than ever to get a job in today's society, especially a job that pays you a good salary. Good luck with that. It's getting more and more competitive. These employers are becoming more picky about who they hire. They're wasting people's time, putting them through multiple rounds of interviews just to ghost them in the end. People have to submit hundreds to thousands of job applications, hoping that they just get at least an interview from just a few of them. And a lot of them, they just don't even get interviews, or they'll get a response back from the company telling them that they're not a good fit for the role, even though they clearly meet the criteria for the job. This world has become a complete joke. This job market's a joke. The economy's a joke. And then you have the leaders of this company gaslighting us into thinking that the economy's getting better by the day. You got people like Donald Trump saying the economy's doing great right now, right? It's a joke. It blows my mind that people actually believe these lies. They just suck up these lies and then accept it like it's reality. These people are not paying attention. If you're a person right now who's looking for a job, you know right now it is really difficult to have success in this job market. And I know exactly what people are dealing with right now, because in 2024, I was dealing with it myself. It took for me several months to be able to land the current job that I have right now. And ever since then, I started operating from a mindset of like, you know what? I'm not going to be, quitting jobs anymore like I used to. Like I used to job hop and all this stuff. I used to job hop from one job to another. And I was like, it got to a point where I was like, yo, this job market is so bad. I cannot be quitting anymore. Like I have to keep the job that I have, even if it's a dead end job, which it is, a dead end job that doesn't pay anything. It's better than having zero income whatsoever. It's better than not having an income at all. And during that time, I had submitted around, I want to say like 20 to 30 applications, and literally only one actually hired me, which is the one that I currently have right now. And then meanwhile, like I said, you have people submitting hundreds to thousands of applications and struggling to even get one job out of all of those applications. So that really in itself just tells you everything about how bad the job market is right now. It's not recovering. It's not getting better. It's actually getting more and more difficult. And the struggle is real every day with everything in this economy. Everything in this economy is just getting more difficult. It's getting more difficult to survive, getting more difficult to afford to live in this world, or what I like to call it, a prison planet. You have to pay all these bills every month. It's a never-ending cycle that never goes away. And when you really think about it, the job market has honestly become the equivalent of the dating market. You're dealing with employers that are extremely picky about who they decide to hire. Just like how in the dating market, when you try to shoot your shot with the most attractive women out in public, they tend to be the most picky about who they decide to give a chance to be in a relationship with them and whatnot. Very similar